What we're going to do, we're just going to each share a little bit of our stories, all of the normal things. I'm just so excited to have these three women on here with us tonight, just because I know Sam, but I don't know any of the other two. So I'm excited just to be able to hear everyone's story and just kind of like connect with everyone. How do I do this? Okay, haven't been on Zoom in a while, I guess it's fine. But yeah, so if you guys don't know who I am, my name's Cheyenne Nickerson. I am 21. I will be 22 in, let's see, 13 days. I'm excited. But yeah, so I joined this business. It would be 3 years at the end of this month. So it's been crazy. I'm a triple diamond. Our team is pushing presidential, and we've just been able to achieve seriously so much with this business within 3 years. I'm in my first home with my boyfriend. I have a cat named Keto that is drinking some water, and I have a dog that we just adopted too. So yeah, that's basically my life. I'm a college dropout, just didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. That's when this business found me. So super freaking thankful for it. Literally don't know where I would be without this business. But do you care which one of you guys goes first, or what? You guys have the power to unmute yourself, so whoever
I'll
wants to go first.
volunteer.
Okay, cool. So just share your story, and then I'm just going to go through everyone and just with our quick stories real quick, and then we'll go right into the questions from there.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm Sam Bowers. I am a presidential diamond. I'm from a small town in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's outside of Philly. I've been with It Works since 2015, so I'm going on my 6th year in March. My husband is a presidential diamond. We're top income earners, but besides all that, I had the slowest start in the world, you guys. So I was that distributor that just had no idea what this really was. Like, I knew the products worked. I knew kind of what the business was, but I didn't really have it in me to actually work my business. I'm also a mom of 4. This is my youngest. Say hi, Delaney. So my life is crazy chaotic. When I joined, I was a restaurant manager. I worked about 70 hours a week. So I was never able to actually sit down and fully work my business the way that I wanted to. So I kind of had to squeeze it in where it was convenient. So it was maybe like an hour a day, 2 tops on a good day. But it took me 3 months to go Ruby. It took me 5 to go Emerald. It took me 2 years to go Diamond. I promoted to double the month after that. And then we sat there again for almost another year and a half before I went triple. I went Prez the month after I had her, and then I promoted my husband to triple 4 months after that. So it was this kind of thing that I had a fire in my belly, and I knew that it was time, but promotions can happen any time of the year, you guys. You know, I went diamond and double in February and March. I promoted to triple in August. I promoted his account in random months of the year, and I promoted to Prez in February. So it's all a matter of when you know your time is your time. So don't get it in your head that, you know, September's slow, I can't do this. October's slow, I can't do this. Your promotion is as good as your mindset. So yeah.
I love that. I just wanted to ask you just a quick question kind of about your story. So what would you say for someone that maybe is also like having a slower start like you as well? Because I know at the beginning of this month, I was doing coaching calls with some of my girls, and they're like, I'm coming on my 6 months and like, I'm not at my goals yet. And I'm like, sister, I thought I was going to be ambassador 2 years ago. It's fine. So what would you say to someone that's like feeling that type of way right now too?
First of all, put your blinders on and don't worry about anybody else around you and what they are doing, because your promotion is your promotion. It is nobody else's. I watched girls on my team that were on my sideline promote to double before me, and I got so in my feelings that it crippled me and it held me back. And if I wouldn't have worried about her or what she was doing, you know, there's other girls that promoted to Prez with me that are about to go ambassador or already have gone ambassador. One of them's on your team. Like, I can't sit there and go, oh, so-and-so did this. Like, their life is so much different. Some of them don't have children, they don't have a husband, or maybe they do. And like, you need to worry about yourself and your timeline, because this is all about you and why you are doing this. And you know, maybe your goals aren't as big as that person either. Like, I'm really good at Prez with a triple husband. Like, that income is perfect for us. Maybe ambassador is not the thing that we need right now. Obviously it's our long-term goal, but you can't sit there and worry about what other people are doing, because this is about you.
Yeah, I love that. That was like such a good answer to that. I like always feel like I never know what to say to that, because I'm just like, you just gotta keep going. But I love the answer so much. So we are going to go, I'm just gonna pick on you guys. Melissa, I'm just gonna pick on you now. But just unmute yourself and share your story, and then we're just gonna go from there.
Hi, my name is Melissa Anglero. I am actually not too far from Sam. I'm in New Jersey. I'm in South Jersey, and I've been in the business now for 15 months. I started the same day that I lost my job at the end of June of 2019. I started and I didn't even know what to expect. I didn't even know of the company. All I knew was that I was following someone for so long and I saw how her life was. And I figured, well, let me reach out to her because as soon as I got home from being let go, she popped up on my feed again. And I reached out to her and I took a leap of faith with my last bit of money. And I joined, I ran. In July, I went ruby. August, I went emerald. And then in October, I went diamond. Um, and then after conference, I went double diamond in February and then triple in April. And let me just tell you, it has been the best ever. I was in school. When I first started, I was a full-time student. I was doing full-time internship. I'm a mother of three. I have an 18-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And I'm a baseball mom, so I'm constantly traveling everywhere. And not just doing all that, but also my husband is a DJ, so we have that business. And I am still, listen, it's been years, I'm still in the middle of writing my book. And so my life was crazy. My life was chaotic. I was super busy. I'm still super busy. But even with all that, I was still pushing my business and rolling. And when I made it a goal to go diamond for my 35th birthday, which was November of last year. And I said, if I don't hit diamond, I'm going to have to go back to work. And I did not want to go back to work because I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to go back to work. My life is already crazy. I don't want to sit here, go to work, and then end up getting let go again due to funding and things like that. And so I actually promoted way before that. And I have been home now 15 months, loving the journey. I dropped out of college. I did get my degree, for associates, but while I was going for my bachelor's, I was like, you know what? No way. I saw the amount of money and what was possible with this business. I said, I'm definitely not going to keep going through there and continue to get in debt. So I dropped out of that. And from dropping out of that, I promoted to triple within 2 months. So it's been a crazy road, but let me just tell you, I promoted in the fall and it was absolutely the biggest blessing ever. And although for promotions, you should never ever slow down. It doesn't matter if there's bonuses on the line or not. You want to run. You want to be successful. You want what's out there. There's so much money and abundance out there for you. And this business allows you to go for that. This business allows you and take you to different levels. So being able to do that after all my life, I was so used to struggling, living paycheck to paycheck and not having enough and not being able to be the yes mom I always wanted to be. And this business has granted me that, that the desires that I once prayed for and that I wanted, because I worked for it. I did not give up. I did not back down. I did not slow down. And I didn't let life get in the way. It did not matter what happened. I kept running. And trust me, it's so rewarding.
I love that so much. You said you started last June, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so inspiring, you guys. Literally VIP, and she literally joined last June. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So I had so many things that you said that I was just like, oh my gosh, yes, because so I went triple March of 2019. I was trying to think of like what year. I don't even know what year it is right now. But I went triple March in 2019. And I dropped out of college in January. So I thought that was crazy that you said that, because I was like, oh my gosh, like me too. Like I went in for the first day of my junior semester, like in that semester. And I had an older lady that wanted to place an order for our coffee, and the professor wouldn't let me go out in the hallway and place her order. And I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm out of here. And I literally went to the enrollment office and unenrolled and never went back. So I love that so much, because the same thing happened for me too. That was so awesome. Yeah, I just loved everything you had to say. This is going to be so awesome. So if you can go ahead and mute yourself, and we can just keep going.
Hi guys, how are you?
Sorry.
Yeah, all right. Awesome. Well, I'm Tannis Goutlet. I am in Manitoba, Canada, and it's like right above the Dakotas, right in the middle. For those who haven't heard of it. I have been in this business 5.5 years now, and you guys, this business completely changed our lives. So I'm going to tell you a quick how I got into this. I had watched someone on Facebook for over a year. I didn't like, comment, or message her, but she shared every single day her story, the products, where she was going. And I related and connected so much with this girl because she had what I wanted. And, you know, in Canada, when you go on maternity leave, you get a year, and it sounds really great, but we were already financially not in a good place. And so my husband and I went further and further in debt when I had my daughter. So I remember it so vividly, and I kept thinking about this girl. Now, she had gone ambassador, completely changed her family's life, you know, brought her husband home, had the house, the cars, everything. And I am very yellow red, but I'm a very driven, like, personality. Like I want to change my family's life. My husband and I have always been hard workers. And when I found this opportunity, she never asked me either, never ever asked me. And I ended up joining you guys with someone from my hometown who signed me up and never spoke to me again. And I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? But you guys, I was so driven to make this happen. I told my husband I was signing up, I was doing this was change our lives. And I just really didn't want to go back to a job. I was a gym manager, and I was also bartending on the side. And my husband, he was working for a construction company and working all these crazy hours, and we still had more bills than pay, and we were on the verge of losing everything. We had about $80,000 in debt, you name it. And at a time where we had a little girl and it was supposed to be such a great time, I was full of anxiety, stress, and everything. So I jumped all in with this, you guys. And I remember the moment I signed up, literally 2 weeks later, conference was announced. You guys, I couldn't afford to go, but I remember like people in my life and my dad and, you know, my mom saying, you know, you need to go. Like, this is going to change your life. I found people on Facebook that I didn't know. I had a couple customers at the time. I flew down there on like points from my mom, and I got to conference. Roomed with a bunch of girls I didn't know, had one at work shirt. And I remember sitting at the back of the conference, crying my eyes out, saying, you know what, this was my purpose. This is why I had all these hard moments in my life to get me here. You know, I had gone to university, I did all that, I was on a tennis scholarship, and I was so lost, broken, and stuck, and I knew there was something for me out there to like live my dream life. But we know, unless you become like a doctor or a lawyer or, you know, or a business owner, how do you make that income? So I was so sick and tired and so rock bottom. I came home and I told my husband, I said, you know what? I've been excited and ignorance on fire since, and of course ups and downs, and I'll get there. But you guys, I came home, I had no idea what a diamond was, but they had announced the bonuses. I printed out my chart. This was like, you know, a month and a bit in. And I was like, I'm going diamond. I'm getting that bonus. I'm doing it. I'm getting a full-time income. I'm not going back to work. I'm going to do all the things. You guys, I started asking everyone. I was consistent every single day. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew I had to talk about the business, talk about the products, be excited, and share where I was going. Your belief, your action, and your mindset is 85-90% of this business. Whether you think you can do it or not, you're right. So I was so driven to change my family's life and make it happen that, you know, I say this to my team a lot. Rock bottom can build champions. It really can. And you know what? I went diamond within 4 months. And then I remember the summertime, and I was like, oh, I thought everyone who joined you guys wanted to go to the top. By the way, I'm a presidential diamond. And you know, I thought everybody wanted that. I just thought that, right? And I remember my upline, you guys saying like, no, a lot of people join and quit. And I was like, what? Like, why do people join a business and don't do anything? Well, yeah. Anyways, so I remember you guys, it was August, and my diamond team, like it was weak and it was not doing well. And I had a choice in that moment, and I'll never forget it because it was going into the fall. And I remember my husband and my mom being like, Tannis, like, you know, maybe, you know, you should get another job. And like, you know, like, it's not that they didn't believe in me. They just, you know, they saw that I was like, you know, I had this moment where I felt victim and I was like, oh, poor me. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to run. I'm going to find rock stars who want to do this with me. And then boom, into the fall, my business started exploding. Boom, I went double. A couple months later, I went triple. And that 5 months later, I went presidential in under 2 years. And then I had life happen. And you guys, my first presidential diamond paycheck, and I talk about this because I used to make $35,000 a year working 2 jobs for other people. My first presidential diamond check was $33,000. And I'll never forget that. And, you know, then we started paying off all our debt. You know, I think when I was like double, triple, I retired my husband, brought him home. That same month, we went off to Spain on a leadership retreat. In Canada, you know, like we had like these retreats and stuff. That I came home and I found out that my dad was diagnosed with colon cancer. And my world was like upside down. You guys, that was 3 years ago now, and it killed me. But this business, because I kept going, and if you guys weren't on the Boom Zoom last night, you need to watch it. You have to be so, like, this is your business. If you just stop when things get hard, you're not ready for that massive success that you want. And it really sucked. And I remember telling my team, like, guys, I'm like in such a hard place. And that was the biggest paycheck of ever that month. And I kind of stepped aside. I was still posting, but there's a difference, you guys, between posting and really working your business. We know that there's a difference. So I just kind of sat back, and I had a choice in that moment to keep going forward. And my dad was so proud of me. And he's like, Tannis, you know, you're sitting on a gold mine with this business, and like, you know, just keep going, keep going. And in my heart, I knew he wasn't going to make it. But because of this business, I was not only able to retire my husband, buy a home I never thought I could ever do, become debt free, bring my, you know, do all those things. But I was able to spend all that time with my dad before he passed. When he passed, I was pregnant. You know, I also found out my mom was diagnosed with cancer. It sucked, you guys, but I kept going, building diamonds, bringing in distributors, bringing in customers, because this business changed my life, and I will never forget where I came from. I will never forget how it has blessed my family and so many people in my organization and all the women that are about to come into my team. And so I'll never forget that. And, you know, that it's coming up 2 years now. And, you know, I have a little girl and a little boy, and I never, ever forget, whether you have kids or not, or want a family. You know, last night on the Zoom they said, if you look at your kids or your family and say that they're not worth it, or they're not, you know, you're never going to work your business until you decide that you're going to do it, you know? So I don't know about you, but I wanted those paychecks so bad. And Annie, who's a presidential on my team, we were talking earlier, guys, you're going to have seasons in your business and your life, but that's life. I made it in that right now. I'm on fire. I've been like taking care of myself. I'm eating healthy. I'm exercising, and I'm, you know, doing podcast. I'm doing all those things because I feel so excited right now about life. And we have a choice every single day. And I'm someone who struggles with depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. So I have to do the things that I know that are going to take care of me, so I can take care of myself, my family, and my team. So that's a little bit about me.
I love that so much. That was just awesome. I love what you said whenever you were saying rock bottom can build champions, because last year was like one of the hardest points of my business that I've ever had. And it was in like that moment when I was like, okay, this is rock bottom. Like, it literally could not get worse than this. And it was that moment where I was like, okay, time to get up. Let's do this thing. And it was like, it literally changed everything, just like being in that space, which it sucks that I had to take that long, but you know, it's all part of the journey and everything. So, yeah, so I'm just so excited to be able to hear all of your guys' tips tonight. So Sam, if you could just unmute yourself again and just start with talking about like why the fall season is like the biggest time to just like keep working, stay consistent, and like all of that good stuff.
All right, so guys, drop in the chat how long you've been with the company, because I want to know, I just want to kind of see like what you guys have been through. So like I said, I've been here for 6 years. So I have been through seasons. I've been through things. I've been through, you know, wrap shortages, coffee shortages, thermophyte shortages, all of the things. Here's the number one goal that I've never lost sight of, why I am here and why I am doing this. And that is something that you can never let yourself forget. And your why should always be evolving, always changing. When I started, my original goal was to pay for my son's preschool, which was literally $150 a month. That was my goal. And as you guys can see, that goal was right around executive. So I wasn't pushing further than executive because that's what my eyes were on. As soon as we hit that goal, next one was Ruby, which would pay my car payment. So I had that focus. I was like, I'm going to get Ruby. It's going to pay for my car. Like, this is going to make it all worth it. After I hit Ruby, Diamond and Double is where my mindset was. I wanted to go Diamond because I wanted to be able to stop managing the restaurant, and I wanted to go back to bartending and serving and only having to work a couple days a week. Once Double, I was able to quit my job and stay home with my babies full time, and that is what I did. Once Triple Diamond, we were able to conceive our 4th child, and that was like this thing that I'm like, all right, Triple Diamond, 4th baby. I've been begging my husband for one for 6 years. That's why there's a 6-year age gap between our last 2. Like, that was my goal. After we hit that, y'all, I wanted to buy our dream home. I actually wanted to build one, but God has this like funny little way of saying, nope, this is better for you guys. And we actually closed on our dream home in November because that is where my eyes were focused. And I knew that if I would push for presidential and push to go ambassador to get my husband to triple all of these things, that's where we were going to go with this. So I want you guys to be so firm on what your why is, but I also want you to keep evolving. Start with the little things first and then keep going for those big things. And don't be afraid to dream big, because if you're not dreaming big, then you're not pushing big. And you can dream any time of the year, y'all. Like, our next goal, obviously, with buying our dream home is we want to be able to start putting savings. We have 4 kids. They're all going to college, whether they want to or not. Like, I want them to have these fat savings accounts when they go off to college. So, like, that's my thing now. Just change it as you go on. We're all, you know, life's constantly changing. Shan, you're only going to be 22. Like, your life right now and the things that you're dreaming about are so much different than a 33-year-old mom of 4. Like, it's okay for you to keep changing, but you have to feel your why so deep in your belly. For me, most recently, the place that we bought our house is this development right by Target. So every time I would drive to Target, I would literally go up into this development, drive around, look at all these fancy houses, and I would picture myself pulling into the driveway. That is how real I made my why. So if you need to, I don't know, if you want a new car or you want to go to a school or you want to do this, like, take yourself to that place so you can surround yourself with it and you can envision yourself there. Before I knew that we were buying the house that we actually bought, I would sit and look at it because it was for sale, and I would dream. I would feel myself in that kitchen, sitting in front of that fireplace, and y'all, guess what? In 44 days, I'm literally going to be in that house. I dreamed so big that I dreamed myself into that house. So that's my little tip for y'all. Like, make your why real.
I seriously love that so much. And I just love how you like said that like each goal of yours kind of like fit a rank, because that's how mine were for the longest time. I mean, like, you were saying that and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I never, like, I don't know if I have like a goal, like that next thing, you know, because it was like Diamond, like I wanted to quit my job and like I wanted to go double so I could move out, and I wanted to go triple so I could just like save and like go shopping. But that's, you know, broke money mindset problems. We're past that now. But I just wanted to like do all of these crazy things. And like, I remember when I was talking to Shane, I was like, I don't know what I want. Like, I'm 21 years old. I'm making 5 figures a month. I'm fine. Like, I'm perfectly fine. And so I love that so much that you said that, because like that analogy, like that's what pushed me to get to what rank? Triple? I almost said presidential. I'm just manifesting it. It's fine. But that's what pushed me to get to triple before I hit my 1.5 year mark into this business, because I just like kind of paired it with a rank, like that dream, and I just went after it. So I love that so much. Melissa, if you could just kind of like answer the same question. I am just going to be asking you guys all the same things, but just kind of talk about like why this time is like the best time to just stay consistent in your business.
So, I mean, regardless of what season, you always want to be consistent. But this time in the fall, it's important too, because if you think about it, you're coming into a new year, right? We're in the last quarter of the year already. Okay, that's how time is flying, right? So when you sit here and you start, right, it's just like a house. When you go to build a house, you have to dig a foundation. You have to put the foundation down first, right? And then you're going to start stacking the blocks, right? It's the same for this business. It's the same for your promotions. And I always say, okay, you know, conference is coming around the corner. And what comes around conference? Those bonuses that blow our minds, right? So this is the time to get closer to your promotion and start building. If you just signed up, your first goal should be Ruby, right? Get that Ruby as soon as possible, and then get that emeralds, get that diamond, and guess what? When that bonus time comes around, you are already set for the next big promotion. So you want to build your blocks. You want to start, you know, piling them up and start with that. This is the best time to grow because 1, holidays, right? 2, it's the fall. Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm not going out in the cold. I'm staying home. Okay. I have not left my house for 4 days right now. But this is the time. This is the perfect time. This is the time to just gather people. This is the time to speak to everybody. This is the time to get out of your comfort zone. This is the time to grow your mindset, grow your business, grow as, you know, as a person. You know, if you sit here and you slow down because it's the fall, or because you got kids and they're back to school, or because the holidays are coming around, you're doing yourself a disservice, okay? You should never, ever slow down. Listen, life has hit me. What has not happened in my 15 months? And I'm like, it's just 15 months. I could imagine, you know, being in the business for years, what's to come. But at the end of the day, no matter what happens or what has happened, I never slow down. I show up even when I didn't want to. You want to be disciplined no matter in what season you're in, no matter if it's fall, spring, winter, summer, it does not matter. You want to push, you want to have, you know, your heart in it, okay? Your heart, your mind. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, not always do I wake up motivated, but one thing that I am is discipline. It does not matter what season it is. So trust me when I tell you, don't ever slow down when life shows up at your door. Just keep pushing and keep going, because I always say there's an Esther in everybody. And Esther is somebody who is in the Bible. And in the Bible it says was created for such a time like this, right? And everybody has an Esther inside of them. Everybody has that bravery. Everybody has the, you know, the strength, and everybody has the, you know, the courage and just everything. But you have to dig deep for it. You have to dig deep for it and show up regardless what season in your life, what season you are in your life. Because I may be through one season, you may be going through a season of financial issues. One may be going through a season of divorce. One may be going through a season of, you know, losing a baby or whatever. You know, listen, life smacks us all, right? And like, there's just so much that happens in people's lives. But if you slow down, you're not going to allow the business or God to bless you. In the middle of your storm, in the middle of whatever season you are, is when God wants to come and just give you more blessings and give you so much more. But if you slow down, or if you back up, or if you take a break, then what you're doing is delaying the blessing that the Lord has for you. So doesn't matter the season you're in. We're in the fall. Push like it's your favorite season. If you push harder in the summer, listen, put your heater at 90 and act like you're in summertime and work. Push your business. Trust me. Do not allow the enemy or the enemy inside your head to slow you down from what the Lord has for you in this business. Because trust me, we didn't get to where we are. We didn't get to triple. We don't get to pres. We don't get to ambassador. We don't get to any of that without the grace and without the strength of God. Always remember that.
That was seriously so good. I also loved what you said about turning your heater up to 90, because I'm like, I may do that, because wow. But that was seriously so good. And I loved what you said, just kind of about like building a foundation and like doing like the building blocks. That was one thing that Shay always told us, because I joined in this season of the business. Like I joined in the fall, and she was like, I'm just letting you know, like here in the next couple of months, like big things are going to be happening. So like we're going to get as far as we can right now, so that in that season, you're going to go diamond. I'm like, diamond? Like, wow, okay. And I went like executive, and then going into that season, like I went ruby, emerald, and diamond, and then double in the fall. And that all happened because of the work that we're putting in now. And that was one thing that it was like such a light bulb moment that I was like, girl, like what the heck? But I was on a Zoom, and this girl, or she was talking about like whatever you do now is gonna like reap in the boom season. I was like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, because it's so true. But I just thought that was so good, because I mean, like the further you get now, kind of like Melissa was saying, like what if like you're pushing for diamond in the boom season? Push for that now, because what if you go diamond and in the boom season you go freaking double and triple, or just go freaking presidential while you're at it? Like you never know what could happen. But just like she said, do not slow down for the blessings that the Lord has for you, because that hit home. That was super, super good. I loved that. That was so good. So Tannis, same question for you. If you could just talk about like why this season is just like the best, just keep working and staying consistent.
Well, yeah, and I talk about this all the time. I'm consistently consistent. And, I will say, you guys, back from what I was just saying about how I was that weak diamond, and through the fall into February, a couple months after that, boom, went from a weak diamond to triple diamond, and then presidential basically a year or so after that weak diamond. So I want you guys to know, it doesn't matter right now if you've never promoted, or maybe your team. You guys, I feel like so many times we get so hung on. You guys want to know how many people I've lost in my business, but do you want to know how many people I've gained? It's network marketing, and I think we get so stuck on this person, but everyone comes in a season. And you guys, I'm yellow, but I'm also very red. And I'm at this point in my business, I'm not waiting around for anyone, because I know that I have a purpose, and I know that I am good at what I do, but I've also always believed in myself, and I believe in others. But until people believe in themselves, you can't help them until they're there, right? So, this time, you guys, they don't always do bonuses. I went executive to diamond in 1 month. And if you believe you can do it, you can do it. I know girls who have done wrap parties and done, gotten really focused in a month and, quadrupled their paychecks, right? We've had girls go diamond in a month. We've had girls go ruby in a month. And I mean, I'm always amazed when people come in and they're getting their 6 customers like right away, because it took me my last day in my first month to get 4 customers. And I was like, what the heck? I thought everyone would support me. But then 2.5 months later, I had a full-time income. So you just have to get over yourself. Honestly, you guys, I am the fact that, and everyone's a different color, right? So it doesn't matter if you might not agree with what I'm going to have to say, but I'm the type, I am very honest with people, and I'd rather people, reach their goals. And I will tell you right now, if you are working your business, you might as well work it instead of just kind of working it, right? So we know the difference between taking the time and putting up our posts and talking to people, or just kind of going in the motions of posting, like, are you doing KPIs? Are you showing up on Zoom? Like, are you doing the things that you need to do? Are you doing your step success? If you're not enrolled customers and distributors, you guys, that's belief. I will tell you right now. And I know Samantha, I'm not you, Melissa, and Cheyenne. Am I saying your name right? I'm sorry. I hate when people say mine. Okay, good. And I love Shay, by the way. I was actually just talking with her earlier in a chat. But, you know, the thing is, you guys, and I'm old enough to be your mom, but anyways, beside the point, you guys, on our Diamond Zoom today, there was someone in the business who had been in network marketing for, like, she was 67 years old, and she's a presidential, and she's like 73 years old. It doesn't matter if you're 21 or you're 75. You can do this business, but if you don't believe you can do it, you're not going to do it. So you guys, right now, I want you guys to know we don't always have these promotions right now. Every new person that comes in, if you have your conference ticket, comment below. I know you all have your conference ticket. I know you're talking to everybody. I know you're asking people. If you are not asking people to join your team, start doing it now and thank me later. I've done it since day one. I know so many people get scared to do that, but if you're not asking people and talking to people, you're not enrolling people, right? You're not. And I know Samantha enrolls like 500 people every month. Sorry, maybe only like 100, but, and she's amazing, and that's amazing. But just know that you can do your steps or get 10 customers or 5 distributors or whatever you need to do. Or if you're a mass enroller, that's even better, of course, right? But you need to take care of your mindset. You need to take care of your team. You are your team. If you didn't watch the Boom Zoom last night, you are the team. So I always knew if I wanted runners on my team, I had to be the runner first. I'm always posting. I'm always doing, I will never tell my team to do something that I'm not doing myself. So we need to make sure that we are leading from the front. So you could be a brand new distributor right now and go diamond at the end of November. You can, like with those 20 codes, you guys, you could go double and then help your team, but you have to be excited. Ignorance on fire. You have to be excited. Believe in the people that are coming in. Not everyone's going to get it. Move on. It's okay. And I'm the type I handhold, and it's a good thing and a bad thing, but I'll tell you, right, you will know the people that show up. If people aren't getting on Zooms, they're not posting, and they're sending you all these excuses, just, it's okay. You can be there for them, but they're not your runner. Focus on the people who are running with you, right? Run with the runners, walk with the walkers, just don't sit with the sitters. So right now, you guys, post up every single day, post to post, KPIs, ask people. You can do this around your day. There's top leaders in the company, you guys, who have kids who work 2 jobs. They're enrolling people and doing those tasks, and they're excited, right? It's all about your excitement, consistency, belief, vision. You know, if you do prayer or journaling or exercise, all those things, but make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Because I'll tell you right now, and Annie and I talked about this earlier, you guys, Annie went from Ruby to triple in like 5 months. And you guys, but we've all had ups and downs in our business. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to something, maybe something happened in your business. It's happened to me, you guys, and it sucks. But at the end of the day, I can cry about it for a minute and then just keep moving on, right? We are our business owners. We can't let things get to us. And as a yellow, things do get to me sometimes, but that's when you throw yourself into personal development. It happens to ambassadors. It happens to Black Diamonds. Our Black Diamond leader is Denise Walsh. She shares with us. It happens to everybody. But at the end of the day, you have to get back up, because you have to be hungry, you have to be driven, and you have to be disciplined. Eric Warrior says that in GoPro, you guys. This isn't a job, it's a business. No one's ever going to tell you to go talk to someone. You know, I can't tell everyone to do those things. I only know what I can do. And I do those things every day. And that's why I make a multiple 6-figure paycheck, even when my dad died, even when I was pregnant, even when my mom got cancer, because this business changed my life. And I have more people's lives to change. So you have to I joined because of the income. I was sick of being broke. I was sick of being broke that I would do anything. And I am obsessed with my business. You have to be a little obsessed with whatever you do to get really good at it. And it's just learning the skills. It's just learning the things that you need to do. And I hate to bring this up, and I know we have to be careful with it. But you guys, I know a lot of people I'm talking to right now, I never thought would be interested in the business or the products. And they're coming to me because people are going through a hard time right now. We've all experienced something right now. And we have a gift that can change people's lives. If you're not asking people, you could change that single mom's life. You could change that girl's life who's maybe being abused or hates her job and cries herself to sleep every night. Why aren't you asking those people? I ask people every single day, and guess what? They eventually join. But if you're not asking people, they're going to join someone else. They're going to join another business. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, they didn't join me. You didn't ask them. And that's the red in me, you guys, because if we're not asking and doing the things, they're not going to sign up with you. What separates you from Sally, who's doing the things and has the excitement and the energy, right? She knows where she's going. She's sharing that on Facebook. You can be an executive or brand new and tell people where you're going. People want to join people with goals and vision. And you guys, I have months and times that I suck at just mindset, but I still get back up because this is my business. This is my baby. I probably wouldn't have been able to have another child because we wouldn't have been able to afford it, you know? So it's just this time, anytime, you guys, you can go diamond this month. You can go double this month or next month. Like, just be so set on it. And I'll never forget the time where I missed my triple diamond. I was so upset. I was still like 1,000 or something off, and it was like midnight, and I like was so upset. I cried about it for like a day because I missed out on the bonus. I got it the next month. Who cares? So the bonuses are really great, but you have to think long-term vision, right? It's not about getting the $10,000 bonus, which is really great, but you can make that up in cabs and all those things. Sorry, leadership bonuses, right? So you have to be so driven on your vision and what you want. And like Samantha and the girl said, you like whether you want the house or the family or you have to believe that you can do it and you'll do it. And it's just doing the things that you want to do. We've had promotions in October, November, December. One of my sideline friends promoted presidential in August. I mean, you can promote during any season as long as you believe that you can and you're doing the work.
That was seriously so good. I love that so much. And I loved what you said, just talking about like being obsessed with the business and just like keep pushing and everything. And then just to add on to that, if you guys are on my team, you guys know we're underneath Shay. Shay promoted to presidential 2 years ago at the end of this month, and she got charted for it 2 years ago yesterday, okay? And she literally went presidential at the end of the month. And I think that's just like so crazy because like I'm so green if you guys don't know me. And so I'm like, okay, get charted first and then promote. And that's like always been my brain. And it's like, I don't even know if I'm charted for pres, but we're going for it. I think I am. I'm sure I am. But I'm like, I have no idea. Like, you just have to keep running. And like, I seriously just love that so much. And then what you were talking about, how like you missed your bonus, but then the next month you hit it. Like, that was one thing that had happened to me when I was pushing for diamond. And it was crazy because like I was like kind of working when I went emerald. Like I was still kind of confused, but I was like still doing the things, and I went emerald to earn a bonus. So I was like, awesome. Like I'm making lots of money. Woohoo. And I was pushing diamond, and it was like within my 6 months, you can get like a $5,000 bonus. I think is what it was. And it was like 3 months, 10,000, 6 months, 5,000. And I missed it in May, and that would have been my 6-month mark. And I was like, Shay, like I missed this bonus. I'm a failure. Oh my gosh. And she was like, you're fine. It's okay. And she was like, you're going to hit it this month. And I was like, okay. And then on like June 2nd, they announced those huge bonuses, and I ended up getting an even larger bonus for going diamond that month. So I missed the bonus for 5,000, but then got the bonus for 7,500. So like, who cares if you miss it this month? I mean, like we care, you know what I'm trying to say, but you have no idea what's going to come in the future from that, you know? And I just love that so much. That was seriously just so good.
And can I add one more thing?
Of course.
The quicker you have the skill of getting over little things, you guys, they're little things, really. I've had like some crazy huge things happen in my business, and you can only focus on what you can focus on. Don't let all these other things bother you. And that's coming from me who has anxiety. I get stressed out. But honestly, at the end of the day, you know, my dad always said to me, you guys, he always said, if it's not going to matter in 5 years from now, don't waste more than 5 minutes thinking about it. So you have to get over silly little things, you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys know you have to get tough in this business. And as soon as I learned the skills to just get over stuff that didn't necessarily have anything to do with me, and I felt like, oh, is something wrong with me and all this stuff, and that's personal development, that's growth, that's listening to podcasts or reading, prayer, whatever you want to do, but make sure you're doing those things, because it really is huge. It really is huge. And, you know, if you like to read or podcast or run or work, do all those things, because it's going to help you in everything that you do in your life.
Yes, that was seriously so good. I love that so much. And I love what you said about like, if it's not going to work or matter in 5 years, like don't spend more than 5 seconds on it. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard that, but I am that person that just like dwells on everything, and I am learning to get over that. And so that was seriously so good. I love that you said that. So I'm going to hop back over to Sam. I'm going to kind of like squeeze these last couple questions in because I'm looking at them and I kind of asked the same thing like 3 times, which that's fine. But I basically just want to ask, like, what are your biggest tips for promoting, and then just like your biggest tip in business in general. I hope that made sense.
All right, so for me, and like Tannis, you've been on Zooms with me, I'm the queen of organization. Like, that is my tip for you guys, is be overly organized. If there is one aspect of your life that you're going to have everything like almost OCD perfect, this is it. And y'all, I am the biggest hot mess every other thing. Like, you looked at my closet right now, you'd be like, girl, how do you live like this? Like, that is my life. This is my baby. This is my 5th/6th child, because I include my husband in that. But this is like the thing where I'm like, okay, every single day, I have everything in front of me that I need to work my business. Number 1, planner. Find one that works for you and stick to it. Number 2, notebook. I write down every single person that I talk to every single day, whether they are new or they're somebody that I already spoke to. Once they sign up, I highlight their name off and I include what they're interested in. That's how, I don't know if you guys saw in the chat, I said I talk to 20 people a day about the opportunity. That's how I can go through that list and be like, PDT, PDT, and I just go down through and I message all of them. Lastly, get yourself a clipboard, keep your host to post trackers on there, keep your KPI tracker on there, and any other thing that you need to work your business. I have charts on here. I have my distributor training. It's all on here. It works so well because being a busy mom, if my husband's home and I need to disappear for an hour, whether it's to the bedroom or I need to leave and go to Starbucks so I can focus, I can pick all of my things up and I can just go. So that's the way that I'm like, okay, I'm good. Here I go. And I can just check things off as I go. If I talk to somebody new, I write them down. If someone says, I'm interested, but I can't order till Friday, I flip to my calendar, I write it down, and I'm just going through the motions every day. My biggest promotion tip for you guys is know exactly how much volume you need from the first day of the month all the way through the end. You need to know what you need to hit that goal. So if your goal is Ruby, you need to know how far away you are from 2000 GB. And every day as new orders come in, as you're signing customers, as your team is signing customers, you need to be checking that off. If you're not reducing that number, you're not in your head feeling like you're growing. And my other little tip for you guys is every day I write a Post-it, and as I'm signing customers up, I write the volume down. I want to see how much I'm bringing in every day. I want to see how many customers. I want to see what my average volume is. So every day in my calendar, I have a Post-it in there with my customers and their volume. It's just a little, I'm so red, you guys, so competitive. And I like to even be competitive with myself and be like, all right, I signed 50 BV more than I did yesterday. Like, it's those little things that just keep me going. And when you've been in for this long, if those are the little things that keep pushing you, go for it, girl.
That was so good. Literally, you have to keep it fun. Like, I'm so green and also so red at the same time. And like, I'll catch myself like doing like daily competitions, like kind of going off of what you do with all your planners and everything. I do the same thing. It's just all in my iPad. So I have like all my trackers, planners, everything in here. And I will do that like on each of my days where I have my KPI list and my trackers and all that stuff. I write down what time I finish my KPI list. And I don't know why I did that, but now I'm like making it a game, and I'm like trying to like wake up and like see how fast I can finish this. And today I was looking at it and I was like 2 hours behind. It was literally like 3 p.m. and I got it finished, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like 2 hours behind. And I'm like, girlfriend, you're okay. Like, oh my gosh, but you literally have to keep it fun. I love that so much. So Melissa, I'm gonna ask you the same exact thing. What are just your biggest tips for promoting and just your biggest business tip in general?
So just like Sam, I'm very OCD with my organization. I also have, papers and, everything is written, like seriously. And for me, I gotta do forms. I have a binder and I have forms for everything, follow-ups. I do my charts on my iPad, and as volume comes in, I update it so that way I'm not, having to chart, so much through the month and just sit here for hours doing it. I get to do it as the volume comes in. My biggest tip is definitely, self-development. You have to work on your mindset. You're looking at somebody who's been through a lot. I have been, I've been depressed. I've suffered depression, anxiety. I was even suicidal at one point of my life. And, I was a young mom, so I've been through a lot. And I've been, with my husband now for 20 years. And in that, I went through a lot. So, I suffered a lot and suffered rejection and things like that. So this business has taught me about self-development and has helped me to, to get out of that darkness. So that's why now I'm able to shed light with no problem, because I've been there. I was there, and self-development is so important. And, not saying that my mindset is 100%, because, sometimes even as top leaders, we still go through it. We still, have a battle. But the only difference is we know how to correct it. We know how to turn it around and we get to it, right? So for me, it's like I wake up before everybody else. I have my prayer. I read the Bible. And I'm on number 35 in books for the year. Okay. I read a lot. I listen to audibles. I am constantly feeding myself, right? I was just telling the girls yesterday, I need a new book because I'm already almost done, So you want to make sure that you work on your mindset. Your mind, before you could do anything else, if your mind is not right, nothing else is going to manifest, because you want to start manifesting things in your mind. You want to journal, start journaling, what you feel. How does it feel to be ambassador? Like, listen, I got my ambassador speech already written, okay? And I wrote that with tears and everything. But it's so important that you manifest things, but you first have to have a good mindset before you can manifest anything. Another thing is, do not compare. Don't look to your left. Don't look to the right. Stay focused on your own promotion. Stay focused on your enrollments. Do not expect your leaders or your sponsors to give you distributors or loyal customers. You do that, because when you do it, it's more satisfying, okay? Because now you work for it. So if you're pushing for a promotion, don't look to see what everybody is doing. Just focus on you and your mindset and your heart, because a lot comes from your heart, what you speak. And always remember, what you think, what you listen to, and what you think, you'll speak it. So what are you speaking into your life on a daily basis? Are you speaking positive? Are you speaking death? Are you speaking destruction? Or are you speaking, life to yourself before you can speak to others? So before you go for that promotion, as you go for that promotion, make sure that you are speaking life to yourself and you're speaking into existence that promotion that you want, and that money and that abundance that you want to see flowing.
That was seriously so good. I love that so much. And I love how you were talking about just like having like your ambassador speech ready and everything. We had our leader retreat, I think it was like a month ago, I'm not really sure. It was a couple weeks ago, and we did our ambassador speeches. We're all like bawling our eyes out and crying, and it like I was like, okay, like I need to go home and like actually write an ambassador speech, because usually I'm just crying and I'm like, I love you guys so much, because I never know what to say. But I actually went and wrote my ambassador speech, and I was just proud of myself. But I love that so much, and just speaking life over yourself and over your business. Oh, did you say 135 books?
35.
35. Oh, I mean, still, that's amazing. I thought you said 135, and I was like, I was proud of my like 15. Like, holy crap. That was awesome.
No.
Still, 35 books is amazing. Okay, so Tannis, I'm just going to ask the same thing, just your biggest tips for promoting and just all of the good things.
Well, I love that both ladies talked about organization. It's something that I'm still working on. I'm not green, but I do have a lot of green ladies on my team, so I do learn from them. My husband's very organized. So he's very like, but what I am really good at and what anyone can do is I am the queen of follow-up. If you're not following up with people, you guys, you need to start doing it right now. So, I mean, most distributors and customers I sign, I would say like 99.9% of them, it's because I followed up with them. I asked them. I asked them if they were ready, like, and I was excited, right? So I know that I am good at talking with people, and that is my strong point. If that's not your strong point, that's okay, right? You need to find out what first, is your strength. Everybody has a strength here. You don't have to be green, blue, red, whatever color you are, it doesn't matter. But what matters is, first of all, organization, all that stuff, follow-ups, all that stuff's great. It's making a decision. So when I say that, I think it was 2 years ago, you guys, I was set for ambassador, and my whole life like fell apart. And I was so upset about it because I wanted the title instead of realizing that everyone has their own journey and story. It doesn't matter where you're at right now, but what matters right now is that you decide about where you're going this month, next month, December, you know what I mean? So making that decision and getting so crystal clear on your goals and being obsessed with getting better, it's everything. If you're not doing your KPIs, following up with people, writing people's names down, you're not following up with people. And, Jocelyn Yates, she said this in our top leader page, you guys, we are paid to talk to people. We are paid to sign up customers and distributors. That's what network marketing is. So if we're not talking to people, we need to do those things and then follow up with people. You guys, it takes someone like 8 to 15 times to really want to jump in, whether it's a customer or distributor. Like, are you excited on your social media, or are you just kind of putting up the posts, right? Like, are you excited? Like, does someone want to buy coffee from you, or are you just kind of putting up a before and after photo from someone else that you copied, and then you have all this other negative crap on your Facebook? I'm sorry, but it's true, you guys. Like, your energy and your vibe, and that's something, you guys, my past since March when everything happened, I stopped taking care of myself. Sure, I was still able to sign people up, still work my business, but something was missing, and I wasn't taking care of myself and, my mindset and everything. And I still do my podcast and I do all those things, but there's a difference between being there and really being there, right? And I felt like, I was stressed out. I had the kids, everything was just kind of crazy, right? And everyone was anxious. But you guys, I flipped that so quick, like, about a week and a half ago. And I always know that I'm my runner. I've never had an upline who made me do those things. So you have to be your runner first. You have to want to do those KPIs every day. Your upline's not going to tell you to do it. I mean, I am a nag. I am a control freak, and I'm always in my chats and my groups and telling people what to do. And sure, people could be like, oh, there's Tannis again. But it's because I care so much and want to help people. But at the end of the day, you guys, you have to do the work behind the scenes, right? I am good at talking to people, but following up with you guys, if following up with people, I swear, you guys, I have followed up with some people that are now, top people in my business, my top customers, or people who have sent me people who have sent me referrals. And it's just because I'm just really excited, and I follow up with people. And I talk to people, and I do write down people's names. I want to get organized more like you girls, but I'm working on that. But you guys, I was able to promote literally to Triple Diamond, not knowing a lot about the behind the scenes stuff because I am not green. But I was excited, consistent. I understood how the charts worked, and I was good at talking to people. So don't feel like you have to be green or red or yellow, but you don't need to be any of us. You have to be you, and just be your excited you and your best self. Know that you want to go double, and it will change your life. I knew when I went double diamond, it would change my life. And you have to believe that you can do it. And my first double diamond check was over $9,000. And just remember, 5 months before that, I was at this weak diamond. And then I went triple and presidential. And then I sat there. I started comparing. My life fell apart, but I still continued to work my business. I have still been a top income earner, you guys, even when, pardon my language, shit hit the fan. So it's just really making a decision. So that's what I want to say about promoting. Like, once you decide, you're going to make it happen this month. But if you're like, oh, I'm going to see where I'm at on the 25th and then I'll go from there. No, you won't promote. Sorry, I'm telling you. So many people are like at the last few days of the month and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to maintain. I'm not going to do it. But then all month long, they haven't really been doing anything. And I've been there too, where I have been in the motions and stuff, right? But if you really need to make $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, I'll never forget when I made that type of income, you guys. It was seriously insane. So if you want to make that income, you guys, it's just being excited, consistent, driven, being hungry, showing up, and doing the things when it's inconvenient. You know, doing the things when it's inconvenient, that's a business owner. That's an entrepreneur. That's someone who makes $200,000 a year, $500,000 a year, $1 million in a business. And maybe, you know, you're a single mom and you made $1 million in your business and you left corporate America. Whatever it is, it's a decision that you make and then you implement those things.
That is seriously so good. I loved everything you had to say there. Oh my gosh, you guys, this has seriously just been such a good Zoom. If any of you guys took value away from this, drop a 1 in the chat. This was seriously one of the best Zooms we've had. The one thing that I did want to touch on is, you guys, if you guys did not hear, a lot of them mentioned the Boom Zoom from last night. Ashley Mayfield's YouTube seriously was one of the best trainings also. That one was super, super good. I got off and cried just because there was a lot at once, but it was so good. But I love that so, so much. I just can't thank you guys enough for hopping on here and just pouring into our teams and everything. I know I took a lot from it. I literally have like 2 pages of notes. I'm just so thankful for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.